What's up, YouTube? Dave here. Meal Prep Sunday. Got another video for you. Another cooking video. Pretty simple recipe. I think it's 4 or 5 ingredients. Really easy to do. This is a great breakfast recipe. I eat this pretty much every day. I luckily have the ability to eat the same thing for long periods of time without getting bored. So, and I like this. This is obviously breakfast. It's my first meal of the day. If you're following like a low carb, high fat diet, like a keto type of diet, this would work for you. I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian or doctor of any type, so make sure you check with your doctor before you try any of those things. Yeah, it's not my recipe. I found this as a breakfast bake, which I typically don't like, but I do like this one. I used to cook my eggs like on a Sunday, like today I would cook a breakfast for Monday and Tuesday, put it in a meal prep container, take them to work. Tuesday night come home, cook a Wednesday, Thursday, and then Thursday night cook Friday, Saturday. I usually make 6. This is a perfect recipe. It makes 6 breakfasts. I eat that with a half an avocado, and that's it. So I'll get up to the kitchen and we'll get this done. Hey, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, trying to get those numbers up. Share the video. Although those folks who do that on social media like Facebook, I appreciate it. But if you can, it's not too much trouble, head on over to YouTube. You're probably going to have to sign up for an account, which is not a big deal. And subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you cats later. Peace! What's up, YouTube? In the kitchen, we're going to make the breakfast bake. This is what I eat pretty typically for breakfast. Pretty basic ingredients, pretty easy to make. Basically, dozen eggs. This recipe originally that I found called for 10 eggs, but I like to make 6 breakfasts. I work 6 days a week. I like to eat 2 eggs for breakfast, so I'm going to use a dozen eggs. The original recipe called for like a breakfast sausage. I use this, get it in Connecticut at Stop and Shop, Hatfield, Chorizio. The thing you want to watch for is hidden ingredients in it. This one's pretty basic. Pork seasoning, which is paprika and salt, garlic powder, spices, and that's pretty much it. You know, sometimes they'll add sugar, sometimes they'll have those things you're avoiding if you're doing this kind of lifestyle. We're going to use a cup of sharp cheddar, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. I added hot cherry peppers. I like hot cherry peppers, so I'm going to go with that. I've also added mushrooms. I've added onion and bell pepper. But this is it. You can use, like I said, this is a pound. You could use Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage or breakfast sausage of your choice, but we're going to go with a pound. 9x13 baking dish. And then we're going to grease this with just some butter. We'll get to that in a bit. Let's get to it.
Don't stop.
Alright, 9x13 baking dish. I just took a little pat of butter. You could use spray, I suppose. I've just always used butter. That's what the recipe called for, so I just did that. Seems to have worked out fine. Make sure you get your corners good. I have not had a problem with it sticking, and this is probably 5 or 6 times that I've made this in a row. I am luckily a person that can eat the same thing week after week. That's, I think, part of my success. I don't really get too bored. So Sometimes you kind of got to eat more out of necessity than, not all the time, but you know what I'm saying. So get the sides. Kind of a mess there. That's good. The recipe originally called for 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, but since I increased the amount of eggs, I'm going 2 tablespoons. Now, do you need an electric beater? No, not at all. But I've whisked it the first couple times. I just whisked it with a huge whisk. Last couple times, I've just used electric beater here. So I break up all these yolks. You're getting a little air incorporated in there. I try to do this last. Because I don't want them to settle, but I don't know that matters. Looks like all the yolks are busted. Time to put it together. Shit, just made a mess. Crap, sorry. All right, so we got 13 eggs, cup of shredded cheddar. I just put out some cherry peppers in a bowl, and a pound of chorizo sausage, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. Just want to spread this out as evenly as possible. Looks good to me. Then we're just going to take our cherry peppers. You don't have to use these. This is optional. I particularly like them. I like spicy. It adds a little flavor. I typically don't like these breakfast casseroles. I prefer to cook my eggs fresh, but it's very time intense, time consuming, man. I mean, life, you have a lot of other crap to do in life. So I literally on Sunday, which is today, it's the day I normally prep my food, I would cook 2 breakfasts for tomorrow. And I would use the same stuff, but I would just fry up 2 eggs or scramble up 2 eggs with portioned out chorizo, peppers, cheese, and I would put it in a meal prep container. And I would take one Monday, one Tuesday, and then Tuesday night when I came home from work, I'd have to bust out the eggs and do it all over again. This way is much nicer, much cleaner. This will cut nicely into 6 pieces. I'm gonna top it with the shredded cheese. It's a cup of shredded cheddar. And then you're just going to take your egg mixture, voila, it'll go into a 350 degree oven. I usually check at around 30, make sure it's cooked through in the middle. See you when it's cooked. All right, folks, let's check it out. Look at that. It smells good. You can see the red, that's from the chorizo sausage. That red leaching through from the sausage, whatever spice they use in it. Like I said, I don't find that it makes it too spicy for me. I do like spicy. So we'll let this cool. Then I cut it down the middle. Make a couple cuts across so I get 6 pretty even slices. I don't know the macros, but you can do the math if you have one of those calculators. I take a piece of that every day for breakfast along with a half avocado. Peace. Alrighty, there it is. There it is. Cooled off. And like I said, we're going to try to get 6 even pieces out of it. If I could do this. I'll show you how it doesn't stick just using that grease in the pan with butter. I suppose you could use a spray. I just use the butter because that's what the recipe calls for. Sort of my hand in the way. That's half. So I want to go right there. Yeah, I see I screwed up already. Not as even on this side. See? All good. Stuck in the corner there. That's what it looks like on the bottom. And I take a piece of that a day with a half avocado.